Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your career direction reading. These readings are timeless. However, I wanted to make note of when I'm doing this reading. We are just starting to little by little come out of this quarantine, so I feel like those energies are going to definitely affect the way the reading comes out. And I still feel like whenever you feel led to watch this video, it's going to resonate with you. If it doesn't resonate, which it won't for everybody, just check out your placement of where career is, what sign your career house is on your chart. All right, so let's get started. Spirit, what was the previous energy, the past energy in regard to career direction for Sagittarius? And we get the Chariot. What is the current energy for Sagittarius in regard to career direction? And we get the Seven of Coins. What's the challenge, Spirit, for Sagittarius? The Empress. And the advice from Spirit for Sagittarius. King of Swords. And the outcome. We get the Hermit. Okay, let's see what we have here, Sagittarius. Okay, so in the recent past, you've been on a very quick moving trajectory, and you've had quite the plan that you've, manifested in a sense. And here you are just sticking with the plan, moving forward against all odds. Okay, so then in your current energy is really reassessing those goals. You're always having to augment. And I feel like a lot of people are at this stage right now because maybe they had a very clear plan in place before this global crisis. And now, industries are affected, companies are affected, and it may change the direction that you need to go, or you may have a small detour, whatever the case is for you personally. So the challenge is the Empress. And this is really talking about, having to get creative. And this could definitely be, especially in this particular depiction of this, I feel like it's like you have that forward momentum, but it's about understanding that, it may not be the same boat that's taking you to where you got to go, right? And being able to work through that, bring some creativity to make sure that you still have that growth that you've been experiencing. Okay. The advice from Spirit is the King of Swords. The King of Swords is very stable and secure and very sure of each of his steps. So this is the advice, and I think that this is what's carried you through. You've been sure about every step, and now you're having to get a little creative, and that can be a challenge when you've been just that's where you've stayed motivated, is you're like, I've been doing each step exactly the way I planned it, and now I'm having to kind of divert from that path a little bit. So for the outcome, you get the Hermit, and this is really talking about, what is the feeling I'm getting here? I mean, normally I would say the Hermit is about going out on your own and, going through your intuition. But in this career direction, I feel like this is really about understanding that you have some huge ideas that you've you know come up with, and I don't think that people are ready to hear them yet. You might need to sit on them for a little bit. So let's get some clarification here. Spirit, why is the Empress here for Sagittarius? And we get the Ace of Swords. So I feel like this is really talking about a mental strategy, okay? And this is, so it's not something that somebody from the outside could, wouldn't necessarily see. But in order for you to overcome this challenge, it's really going to be about getting creative mentally and keeping yourself, on your path, but just understanding that that path has a few curves in the road. But this strategy is going to be, coming up with, it's going to be a mental strategy. It's not going to be, changing jobs, I don't think. It's not going to be about promotions or anything. It's about mentally staying on track. Why is the King of Swords here for Sagittarius? And we get the Six of Cups with the King of Swords. So I really feel like there's going to be an opportunity here to mentor somebody. And that may just be this little bit of a detour in order to, work yourself back to your goal, your plan that you had in place to reach whatever goal it is that you're trying to reach in your career. And I feel like a lot of times when we become mentors, when we give back to, those that are coming up, behind us in a sense, it solidifies, it makes you, it's like you get a clear understanding of how much you really know and how far you've come. And this is what's going to kind of, reinstill that motivation to keep on your goals here. Why is the Hermit here for Sagittarius? And we get the Seven of Pentacles again. See, so I feel like, these coins can represent, potentials and ideas and seeds. So I feel like, yes, this is almost like a diversion here, and then we'll get back to these ideas at some point. Keep working on them, keep nurturing these ideas and augmenting them to fit the needs of the way that the industry that you're in is changing due to this global crisis. So it will come, it's just like timing, right? It's talking about going through this and then, getting back to these seeds that you've planted and really feeling even more confident in the ideas that you have and how they'll be received. Okay, so let's get some guidance. Spirit, what is the closing guidance for Sagittarius? And we get this one, and it says, begin here. Do not fear what travel brings, my dear. The moment is yours. Begin now here. All right. Any other guidance for Sagittarius? All right, so we get this one. And it says, a stranger's grace. Ego fears the sudden danger, but never underestimate the kindness of a loving stranger. Interesting. So I feel like this could be, this mentoring or giving back situation is going to be key to this outcome, to getting back to your trajectory. So you have this detour, and I feel like there's going to be something, either whoever you're mentoring, or maybe you're in a situation, could even be working for a charity, and I feel like there's some type of opportunity there where you're in a situation where you're giving back, and that is going to turn around something for you in your future. So that is the message that I'm getting through. Yeah, that's the message I have for you. So thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. And remember that the universe has your back, and so do I. Take care.